at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. But what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there. One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful, white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane, but what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff's Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
1, 2, 3.
So last night I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. He has been working it every single night. He's got his own drones chronicling. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there. So we thought maybe they'll replicate it. They didn't, but we thought it was a possibility. Last night we had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water, followed right behind them. And I said, what's the rules of engagement? I mean, you do it if you're fighting against a narco trafficker or something. And they said, we don't know. We don't have any. So I did reach out to the commanding officer at the Joint Base, which is also in my district, and talked to him. Had a very good conversation. Colonel Anthony Smith, Joint Base Fort Dix McGuire, the 87th Air Wing, Air Base Wing today. And I said, I know you have the capability. You've put out press releases to identify and bring down drones. Why can't you deploy them at least to the ocean? Bring one of these down, find out who's doing it. They have the capability. They said, well, we don't have the authority, only within the parameters of our base. Well, there's a national interest here. Our jets fly over the ocean all the time for training, so that perimeter is larger. So I did write Secretary Lloyd Austin asking that capability that may be sitting in a closet somewhere. I know they use it all the time, but bring it out. And I'm not saying you got to share it with the sheriffs. It'd be nice. Just do it yourself in the interest of the American public. So I would ask if you would echo that request. I mean, DOD's got the capability, and maybe Homeland Security does as well. When we had a Zoom meeting with Secretary Mayorkas, our governor put it together, and I appreciated that. But I asked them, why can't we just track where they go to? Seemingly they're going out to sea, to something, a ship. We don't know for sure, but they kept drone sightings.
This point suggested that these drones are coming from offshore, that when we try to make contact with them, they become evasive.
So they're in every body of water. They're in every ocean. They're in every almost lake, river system, small reservoirs frequently. These objects are able to operate in water in ways that we don't really have any official ability to do.
We have a serious problem with our airspace. The recent sightings of unidentified drones in the state of New Jersey, my home state, is justifiably causing tremendous public concern. These drones are large, they're sophisticated, we don't know for sure who's controlling them, and the FAA's current capabilities cannot even locate them on radar. We have a hole in our monitoring systems, and we have a hole in our radar currently. And the truth is, whether people want to hear it or not, we are vulnerable. Our government has failed to effectively regulate our drone industry, and this is not an isolated incident or an isolated phenomenon. Unidentified drones are running across the country. And let me be blunt and again say it how it is. Foreign drone technology, particularly China, is a full decade, 10 years ahead of where we are. That is unacceptable in America. We are number one. We've always been number one, but we're not now. And they can take, and they intend to take, full advantage of our vulnerabilities. I've learned, for real, that there is circumstantial evidence that there is an Iranian mothership off the east coast of the United States, and that's launching these drone incursions. They're from high, good sources, individuals who are reputable, individuals who speak with authority, unfortunately are concerned with identifying who they are at this point who are saying this. But this is true. It's unacceptable, and it's frightening, and our government has to act. And I say this not only as a member of Congress from the state of New Jersey, but I say this as someone who loves America like we all do who are in this room. Blunt.
Larry Hogan shot this video last night. These lights over his hometown in Davidsonville, just 25 miles from the nation's capital, as he pointed out. And then there's this.
I've never seen them. Wow, they just passed each other. Yeah, I've never seen them before.
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim shared this video of drones he shot yesterday. Federal authorities insist most of these sightings are actually legally manned aircraft. As for numbers, the FBI says it's received more than 3,000 tips from the public about drone sightings. In a joint statement, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security said, quote, "We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or public safety threat." So what's going on? Is this some contagious mass hysteria? Or are people really seeing something that our government cannot identify?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
Another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speed. I don't even know how to describe how fast it's moving. 661 on the clock.
It's not just UFOs or UAPs or drones that are flying over New Jersey. They're being seen all over. And here's a recording of 2 pilots just on Sunday, December 8th, that were flying over Eugene, Oregon, that witnessed something absolutely incredible. And it's getting crazy right now, guys. Check it out.
Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us?
No, we're not seeing anything. I had another one report at like 30,000 feet in the Eugene area. We're not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's lots of movement out there.
Yes, they're looking into it.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes up and down. It's pretty crazy. There was some at 30 probably. I mean, they're shooting away up. We say maybe up to the 50s, it looks like. Is there traffic actually out about our 2 to 3 o'clock, about, I don't know, 20, 30 miles?
No, is that the 4 different lights going up and down? I'm getting a few reports, but you're seeing it right in front of you now too as well?
It's 2 to 3 o'clock off, that 2 to 3 o'clock from our position. Looks about 20 miles going in circles.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything. Getting lots of different reports out there. Some at 30, some all the way up to 50,000. About 3 to 4 different lights. Does it look like they're around your altitude now?
No, there's one way up high and one about my altitude. Moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Alright, I'm visually have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude. I'm actually showing him on PCAS. Do you see that one?
I do not.
He looks like he's moving towards, it looks like it's moving towards the north. Like I said, 22 and a half miles off my right wing. Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving. 661 on the clock. Critical name Foxtrot, Roger. You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right to avoid the UFO out there. It's weird. It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean and then coming back in about, 20 miles or closer to us, and then zips back out of the ocean and we can't.
Okay, so if you do a search for N numbers tied to a 661 Lima Foxtrot, it's tied to this plane right here. It's also on liveatc.net, the actual recording of this. Here's the actual N number inquiry result, 661 Lima Foxtrot. The guys who own and operate that are Life Flight Network LLC. And it's also been verified on the ADSB exchange. Guys, this is absolutely insane. It feels like it's escalating day by day. Every day it's getting a little crazier. Hit that follow. I'm going to be following.
Oh, is that Hudson County, New Jersey? Northern New Jersey is the #1 place in the country where they have the most UFO sightings.
Really? Northern New Jersey?
Look it up, Jamie, if you get a minute, please, not to be rude.
But isn't that like near a couple airports?
No, it's closer to, like, you know, like when you live in New York City and you look at the Hudson River, they say that people go on their balcony, they're drinking coffee, they're on the phone, and they'll see a little flying saucer go by.
Really?
And I know for a fact that in 1976...
Little one?
Whatever the fuck they are. I know for a fact that in 1975 and 1976, you could check me out on this, a UFO landed in Hudson County Park. I was a kid, and the next day the feds locked off the park. They had yellow tape. They had samples. Go look it up, dog. There's a UFO. You see that's called, the North Bergen is where I'm from. That's called, I forget what it's called, but it's a circular building. So they did so much coke in there in the 80s, they called it the grinder. That's what they called it, because it was shaped like a Stonehenge. The Stonehenge. I have a couple friends that lived there. People that lived in that building have seen UFOs for fucking years. And if you go to YouTube, there's an actual North Hudson Park UFO. They dug up, they came out, there's a liquor store, and the liquor store guy says he's seen the lights. You heard like the organ music that they play. They landed, a couple Martians got out and took samples and got back in the thing and took off. There's a YouTube thing, there's a History Channel special about it, and I still remember being a young kid.
Did you find anything, Jamie?
That was what's popping up, all that stuff about that building. And
oh, yeah. No.
Is there anything that says a UFO landed?
That's the story I'm reading right now is what he's saying, yeah.
And witnesses, you know, it's not just one guy that says, I know UFO. It's people who got knocked on the door and said, did you see anything at 11, 10 at night? And they said, you know what? There were lights flashing outside. They contacted police departments to see if there was any. They went full. Then the FBI came in, circled the park. It was by the Little League field in Hudson County. But it is, like you'd think it was Area 51, you'd think it was close to northern Las Vegas. The #1 place to see UFOs is northern New Jersey. They even made a reference to it in The Sopranos. When he said something, he goes, what are you talking about? Last week you said you seen a UFO in Hackensack. Because that's where they're at. Hackensack, Moonachie. Right. All those, you're going to have Moonachie, New Jersey. A lot of ugly people. A lot of people with big heads. The only good thing in Moonachie, New Jersey is fucking Segovia, a Spanish restaurant. It's been there since 19 fucking Schlemensky. I don't know.